Hello everybody. I'm so sorry that there was some network issue. Because of which the video had stopped, so I'm going to begin with it again. Okay, so our topic today is how to make happy mealtime for our little munchkins. We know these little munchkins give us immense happiness. They keep running around the house and spread happiness everywhere. But the biggest concern of I think all the parents is that they don't eat, and all mothers are running behind their children throughout the day so that they can eat something. But take a chill pill, parents. All children do like this. All children are fussy eaters, and this will become okay. As they grow, things will settle down. So we can see all parents want to give their children the best of nutritious food and healthy things so that they can develop into fit, healthy and happy children. And this will happen, but it takes time, and all children are like this. So we can, make a few changes in the way we make them eat and the type of food we make them eat so that they become happy eaters. So a few changes which we can bring about are, first, that we must not force children to eat. All children, no child can remain hungry. If a child is hungry, he will eat on his own. But we are more concerned that the child has not eaten. It doesn't matter. If the child is hungry, he will eat. Don't force the child. And, once the child has taken a meal, it takes at least 4 hours for that meal to digest. So we should not repeat the next meal before that. That is important. But if you want to give something to the child, alternate a big meal with something liquid or a fruit meal. Maybe like in the weather nowadays, you can give the child a watermelon, some muskmelon, mango, banana, anything you want. After breakfast, maybe 2 hours after breakfast, you can take some liquid meal or a fruit meal. For liquid meal, you can give him maybe nimbu pani, coconut water, chaach. There are many options which you can give. Bel ka sharbat is very good for this season. Aam panna is very good, and children will relish it. Second is that one we have said is that we must not force the child to eat. And when we don't force the child to eat, it is important that we have to remove all the knickknacks available around the house. That is, when the child is hungry and he is not eating his proper meal, then he will definitely go and look out for some chips and biscuit. So you have to remove these chips and biscuits from the shelves, so that if he is hungry, the only option the child has is healthy food. That is his proper meal or some fruits or drinks which he can have. So these two things are important: meal timings and no forcing. Now let's see how we can make food interesting for the children. What we can do is that children are fond of colorful food. So we can make the dishes interesting. For example, if we are making some normal vegetable, we can add red carrots to it. We can eat green peas to it. We can add some spinach to it. By this, the dish will become colorful and the child will definitely relish it. Also, we can, cut suppose the child is eating a chapati. So that chapati, we can, cut it into different shapes. For example, someday the chapati is of a rectangular shape, sometimes it is a star shape, sometimes it is a square. So that also makes the monotonous food a little interesting. And parents can enhance the quality of food or the nutrition quantity present in the food to a great extent. You know how? Like if your child doesn't eat dal, what can you do? Dals, we all know, are full of proteins. So what can be done to make the child eat that dal? What we can do is we can make a chapati out of that dal. That is, when we make a dough, we can add that dal in the dough we make to make chapatis. Plus, we can grate carrots in it. We can put blanched palak in it sometimes. Sometimes we can make a red chapati with beetroot in it. And same things can be done if we can make puris. For example, if we are making puris, mostly all children are fond of puris. So instead of making a regular brown puri of normal atta, we can make a red puri with beetroot grated in it, or we can make a green puri with palak in it. So this is the way we can feed our children with nutritious food and without them actually knowing that what you are giving them. So you just have to trick them a little and the required nutrition will go into the child. That is a good option. Okay. What else can we do? Now suppose your child wants to have pizza and you're not interested. You feel that pizza, the base is all maida, which is not healthy for the child. Correct. That is not healthy. So what is the option? Now child wants to have pizza. So you can make a pizza at home. How can you do that? Very simple. You make the dough at home, you make the chapati wala dough at home and you make a thick chapati out of it. A thick one on the girdle and just half cook it. When it's half done, you remove it from the girdle and put all types of vegetables on it. You add some sauces, you add some cheese and paneer to it and you bake it just like a pizza. And on top you can add some oregano and chili flakes, whatever the child likes. You can add that on the base of the pizza with lots of vegetables and bake it in the oven. See, your healthy pizza is ready. Similarly, if the child wants to have a burger, you can give him burger too. That too can be made in a very healthy way. You know what? The tikki which you make of the burger, make it nutritious. Put lots of vegetables in it. Boil the vegetables and add it to the tikki. The burger buns which you get from the market, get the atta buns from the market, not the maida buns. Take the atta buns and put that tikki into that. Then you can add lettuce leaves, which is again green leaf. You can add that. You can add onion. You can add tomato also. And moreover, one more important, change which how you can make the burger healthy is instead of adding mayonnaise to the burger, you can add hummus to it. Now you see hummus. Hummus is very, very nutritious. It is full of proteins. How? Because hummus is made of chickpeas. And chickpeas, we all know, are full of nutrition. They are full of proteins. So hummus can easily be prepared at home. On my page, we have the recipe for hummus also, or I can discuss it a little later. So instead of mayonnaise, you can add hummus to it and you can add green chutney to it. So see, our burger has become healthy. So this is another option of giving healthy burger to the child. The child also happy, mother also happy. So this is another recipe. Okay, what else can we do? What else can be done is, now I'll go through a few things by which, making the child sit for meals is important. One is that we have to remove all distractions during mealtime. Some parents think that if we show a screen, some movie or some songs or some nursery rhymes to children, the children sit and eat the meal. But that is a very wrong procedure. We must not do that. Because if we put the child in front of the screen, the child's attention is on the screen and he does not know what he is eating. So it is important that there should be no distraction when the child eats. There should be no screen, there should be no books, there should be no toys. The child should know what he is actually eating. He should know what texture food he is eating. And it is important that the child should eat with his own hands. Make him wear a serviette and let him eat on his own. Let him dirty the place, let him dirty his clothes, no problem. But let him eat on his own, because only when the child eats on his own, he will know the texture of the food, he will know the taste of the food and he will enjoy it. And one more thing is that the child should always be encouraged to eat with the family members. Because when he sees his elders eating, he also gets encouraged to eat. When he sees everybody is eating, he will also feel like eating. So it is important that children always copy what elders do. When the child will see all the family members are eating the same dishes, he will also want to eat. When he will see the elders are eating salads, he will also relish it. So it is important that the child should eat with the family and on his own. One more thing is that you should not cook special food for the child every time. Make the child eat what the family is eating, because this way the child can have a variety of food. Because see, in a family, when you cook food for your family, you cook all types of dishes. Sometimes it is chapati, sometimes it is some fresh vegetables, sometimes it is dal, sometimes it is rajma, sometimes it's chane, whatever. So the child learns to eat all types of vegetables. So it is important that you don't cook a separate meal for the child every time. Once in a while it's okay. If he likes something, definitely make it for him, but don't make it a daily practice. Encourage him to eat what the family is eating or what is cooked at home. Okay, next is that sometimes your child has a sweet tooth. If it is something like that, then the dal which the child is eating, maybe you can add a little bit of honey to it, or you can add a little bit of jaggery to it. This way the child will like the taste of it. So you can do that also. Some children are very fond of curd. So you can give a katori of curd with the meal. So the child can have 1 spoon of dal, 1 spoon of curd, and he will enjoy the food he is eating. So that is also a good option to make for the child to find the meal interesting. So we can do that also. Then next is that we should introduce all types of millets to the children. That is, it is not important that the child should only have wheat all the time. The child should be introduced to different types of grains and millets. For example, ragi is very healthy. Ragi, is has the highest amount of calcium in it. So you can mix ragi in the chapati which you are making for the child. You can do that. You can give sabudana or sago to the child. That is again very healthy and good for children. Amaranth you must have heard of, which is also called Rajgira or Ramdana. That is also very healthy. So these different grains, they fulfill the nutrition value which a child requires in a day. So you must introduce the child to all these different type of grains in his meal. That is very important. One thing more important for child's nutrition is nuts and seeds. Like almonds. Almonds are very healthy. They are very rich in vitamin E, proteins, and many types of antioxidants and minerals which a child needs. So you must give, if the child is big enough and he can chew almonds and walnuts properly, give them like that. If not, then you can grind it a bit. But the child must eat almonds, walnuts, and some different types of seeds also, like maybe pumpkin seeds are very good, sunflower seeds are very good, and dates are very good. Dates are very rich in iron. And they also help to increase your immunity. So and they are very sweet. So as it is, they taste very good. So the child, you must give dates to the child every day. Summers or winters doesn't matter, but dates are very good. Then eggs again is a very healthy option. They are very good for children. You must give a child a whole egg. He does not need only the white of the egg or only the yolk. You can give a whole egg to the child. Maybe in the full boiled form, it is very healthy, or whichever forms he like, maybe an omelette or an egg fry or scrambled eggs. Eggs is also a good option, which children generally like. Then paneer, curd, that is dairy products, are also good for children, but it is important that you see that they are coming from a good source. They are not adulterated. So you can give paneer to the child. Curd is again very good in calcium, very high in calcium. Paneer is good in protein, which are building blocks of child. So you must give a balanced diet to the child. This is the nutshell of a healthy diet for children. So these things must be included. Ghee is very important. Many parents have a query that should we give ghee to the child? Yes, you must give ghee to the child, because ghee is again very healthy. It gives strength to our bones. It is good for our brain development, for our heart development, and many metabolisms in the body. It helps in proper functioning of the body. So ghee is again very important and very good. So you must give ghee to the child. one more thing, that you must give children diet which is calorie intense, because children, they run around so much, and this is their developing age. When they are growing, their height is growing, their mind is growing. So it is important that you give them food that is calorie intense and full of minerals and calories. So even if they have small quantity of food, it should be full of calories. So give them gada food. Don't give them patla patla. Like if the child is having khichdi, don't give him patla patla khichdi or khichdi of a thin consistency. Give him something which is of a thick consistency because that will give more nourishment to the child. So give him thick foods. Obviously, thick as much as a child can chew and digest. It should not be so thick that the child just cannot take in and he vomits. You have to see what consistency the child can digest. So you must give a thicker consistency than a thinner one. Okay. The next is that you have to be a little careful with some things, that if the child, you have to observe that if the child cries or becomes uncomfortable every time you give him dairy or you give him some gluten, you have to be a little watchful that why does a child cry every time? Aisa to nahi hai that he is allergic to it. Sometimes children are allergic to lactose. That means they have lactose intolerance or they have some allergy to gluten. But the child is so small that he cannot express. But he feels discomfort while eating those things. So you have to be a little careful that does the child create fuss or become uncomfortable every time you give him that particular food. So be a little watchful for that. That is worth seeing. And if it is so, you must discuss it with your pediatrician. That is important. Okay, there are a few activities which we can do with children which holds their interest in food. One of them is that you can take the child for a grocery shopping once in a while. Like you can take the child for grocery shopping and there he can, buy maybe some paneer, some cheese, some corns, and you can come home and plan an activity where the child will help you cook. Maybe you prepare a salad together in which you are adding corns. So the child would get very excited that yes, I brought these corns from the market and I am going to have these. So that is a good option of making the child eat corns and he will be really interested. Similarly is with cheese. If the child has brought cheese, you can help him make a bread sandwich with it, but make the sandwich in brown bread. That is important. So help him make a sandwich with it. And to make a sandwich more interesting, maybe you can cut it into a clown shape and you can add some veggies to it. Like you can make eyes with pomegranates. You can, add cucumber for a nose. You can put tomato for lips. So this way it becomes very interesting and the child, it will definitely, grasp the attention of the child and he would love to have it. One is this activity that you can do. One more thing is that if you have a kitchen garden or if you have access to a farm nearby, you can take the child over there and the child can himself pluck those vegetables from the farm. Maybe a radish, or he can pluck some fruits. Maybe this is the mango season, so you can pluck some mangoes from the trees, or he can pluck whatever things that maybe tomatoes which grow easily, whatever is available in the farms, or you can grow in your kitchen garden, or maybe spinach, it grows easily. So if you can do that, that is also a very nice way of making children interested in eating all these foods which are very healthy. So you can do that also. And one more thing is that you can do is that in the beginning of the month, you can make a list of all the healthy things you want the child to eat. Make a list, a colorful list. Maybe you can stick some pictures, do some craft work with children. They will also enjoy it. So maybe you can stick some pictures and write down names of different dishes or different vegetables and different fruits you want the child to eat. And give him something new every day. And when the child does that, give him a tick and then appreciate it that wow, you have finished one task from that list. And you know, one more important thing, when the child does something great like this, and he is जैसे कहते हैं ना, he does what you want to, or he eats what you want him to eat, then appreciate him verbally. Don't give him lalach of bringing him things from the market, of material things. Not that if you finish this food, I'll give you a chocolate or I'll give you a packet of chips. Don't do that. This will make the child greedy, and he will only want to finish the thing because he will get something that is not healthy. So it is always better to appreciate the child by maybe some clapping, or giving your time to the child where you can both sit and play together, or maybe, appreciating the child with some warm words. So that is definitely a better option than giving the child some, material things. So I think this is all I had for today. And there were a few questions I had got. So I'll just take up those also. And if you also have some questions, you can definitely send them. I'll take up the questions. Questions. Just a minute, that sheet. Yeah. There was a question from Miss Surya Karande. Can we give sugarcane to kid? Yes, you can give sugarcane, but it is very important that you see that the sugarcane juice which you are giving to the child is clean and healthy, because sugarcane juice, being sweet, attracts a lot of houseflies. So, and it very easily gets infected if it has been kept for some time. So it is important that wherever that the juice which you are giving is has been extracted in a neat and clean manner. Otherwise, sugarcane juice is very healthy. It is very nutritious, and you can give it to the child. There's no problem. Ms. Kirti Rao wants to ask, what can be given as water replacement? For water replacement, you can give the child coconut water, chach, maybe fruits which are full of water content. That is, you can give him watermelon, like nowadays, watermelon is there, lychee is there, muskmelon is there. Then another good option is ampanna, which I think children love it. It has a khatta meeta taste, so children love that. So you can do that also. Then there is this bel ka sharbat. Bel ka sharbat is also very healthy and very good. You can give that also to the child. And what else you can give is sattu ki lassi. It is very healthy and very nutritious, but you have to make it a little, in a tasty manner, because not everybody has a taste for it. So you can prepare it the way we prepare lassi. Normal lassi chach which we prepare, that way you can prepare sattu lassi. It is very healthy and a very good option. Mr. Surya Singh wants to know if we can give chocolate as dessert to a 4-year-old. Yes, we can give, but once in a while, because chocolates have lots of preservatives. So they are not very healthy to be given every day. Once in a while, it's okay. There's no issue. Miss Riya Sharma wants to know, can we give diet soda? My kid loves it. No, please, not at all. Not to the child at all, and not to anybody actually. Because these sodas are full of, they are all acids which are not good for they are carbonated drinks actually, which are not good for the child at all. So please don't give. There are so many other options what the child can drink. So give him that. Mr. Arun Prakash wants to know, my kid is sneezing almost every day. What to do? If the child is sneezing, maybe he is allergic to something. So you can just be a little careful with that, and you can give him steam every day. Steam, it helps to clear the nasal congestion if there is. And I think if the child is not too small, and if he can practice jal neti, that is also a very good option. But steam is very good. Gargles, if the child can do, it is again very good. Plus, you can give the child some, ginger juice in honey, with maybe a little bit of black pepper and haldi powder. That if the child is allergic to something, then also, it helps to bring down the allergy levels. So that is a very good remedy, very age-old remedy, and proven that it really helps. I'll repeat the remedy. It is some drops of ginger juice in honey plus some black pepper and haldi powder. Okay, Miss Niharika Jasdev wants to know, my daughter is 7 years old now, but she still doesn't sleep properly. What can I give her? If she doesn't sleep at night, maybe she sleeps during the day. So make sure that the child doesn't sleep during the day, because the child, if he keeps playing, 7-year-old I think is very active. So if the child plays throughout the day and if he's eating well and if he's active, he should sleep at night. So make sure he doesn't sleep during the day. And you can try a cup of milk with some haldi powder to the child at bedtime. That also helps to bring sleep. It relaxes the body and mind and helps you sleep. So you can try milk with haldi powder to the child at night. Miss Karthika Kilam wants to know, anything to make kids love fruits. See, fruits, child can love. Maybe you can cut those fruits in different shapes. Maybe it works. Like watermelon, you can cut it into maybe a zigzag thing, or you can cut a mango into small chunks, or like that. I think you can't do much with fruits, but I think children generally love fruits. Or maybe you can try fruits to the child when he is hungry. Because when the child is hungry, he would love to have something that is juicy and cold. So maybe you can try it that time. I think it should work. Mr. Rakesh Verma wants to know, can we give dalia to older kids? Yes, definitely. Dalia is a very healthy option. And if you add some vegetables to it, it even, enhances the nutritional value. And not only kids, even the elderly and everybody can have dalia. It is a very good option and it is very healthy. So you can, anybody can have dalia, and you can add vegetables and enhance the nutrition value of it. If there are any more questions, then you can come up with them. I'll answer them. And if not just now, you can definitely leave the questions. I'll get back to them as soon as possible. That's all from me now. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Okay, I have a question. Can scoop colorful balls of fruits? Yes, definitely. That's a good idea. We can scoop balls out of maybe watermelon or of mango, or any fruit as such. You can do that. Yes, that is a good way. Okay, Muskan wants to know, are fruit smoothies good for kids? Yes, fruit smoothies are very good for kids. I definitely recommend fruit smoothies other than fruit juices, because smoothies, they contain the pulp which juices extract. So juices even for kids are not so good, because fiber is important for everybody. So you can give fruit smoothies to children. They are good options, and I think children love them. Okay, I think these are the questions which I had for today. If anything else, please drop them. I'll definitely answer them back. Okay, bye-bye for now. Stay well, stay safe. Okay, there's one more question. Is it okay to make children read books while feeding the toddlers, or should there be no distraction? Actually, there should be no distraction, not even books, because if the child is involved in the book, he will again not know what he is eating. So he should actually know what the child is eating, and he should enjoy that. He should feel the texture, the taste of the food he is eating. So after the child eats, you can make him read a book that time as a reward of that he has finished his food. So I think that is a better option. There should be no distractions at all while the child is eating. He should eat with the family so that he can see everybody eating. That way he will enjoy his meals more. Okay, that's all for now. Bye-bye.